Stop number 18 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the second road course race of the season, as we are here today for the running of the Fuller House 350K here at Sonoma, California. And I like that show, and it takes place just nearby San Francisco, so there you go. Anyway, but this is Sonoma, California, the long course at Sonoma, I should say here. We do not run the shoot like everybody else seems to. But anyway, so we are currently at the halfway point of season 18 in this race here, as race number 18 happens today, and we're here. And let's get the starting line for today's running of the event. On the pole for the 17-lap event at 92 miles an hour, it's Kyle Matthews, car not 29, the Hardee's Oldsmobile, who won this season at North Wilkesboro. He'll be alongside the man fresh off of his victory at Michigan, the last race on the tour. It's Keith Batson, the Texaco Haviland Ford, car number 28. He'll be carrying one of our in-car cameras in today's event. Second row will have Trent Dunham in number 1, the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Chevrolet. And he'll be alongside Cole Deaver, number 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. He has our second in-car camera in today's event. Third row will have Joshua Osborne, winner at Martinsville this season, the 25 Folger Chevrolet. And Jason Haywood, number 15, the Motorcraft Ford. He'll be alongside. He's driving an 87 Thunderbird for this event. The fourth row will have Kev Shear, car 71, the Buck Stove Oldsmobile, and he'll be alongside car 22, Dylan Poteet in the Miller High Life Buick. Next row down, we'll have Seth Cole in car number 52, the Folgers Chevrolet. He is inside of the fifth row. And four-time winner this season, Jessica Shelton, number 9, the Coors Melling Ford. Her wins came at Texas, Bristol, Richmond, and at Pocono this season. And she's currently the championship leader coming in. She has our third in-car camera. Next row down, row number 6, we'll have Kat Tellier in car 7, the Syrix Antifreeze Ford. Her win came at California this season, and alongside Johnny Gardner, car 35, the Folgers Decaf Chevrolet. Next row down, we'll have Phil Parker, number 5, the Levi Garrett Chevrolet, and Charles Sanford, number 30, the Country Time Pontiac, and his wins came at Las Vegas, Atlanta, excuse me, and I believe also at Riverside. He's trying to go for 2 in a row on the road courses this season. He's also again in front of his hometown fans at California. Home state fans, I should say. Next row down has the Pride of Arizona, Zed Weinstein, number 70, the Rumpel Furniture AC Spark Plugs Pontiac, and another Pontiac, the King Richard Petty Colors. It's Joshua Collar, number 43. He's on the outside of row 8. Next row down has Dylan Young in car number 2, the Pepsi Chevrolet, and beside him will be Jesse Turner in 13, the CTE Ford is alongside. Next row down is Kyle Langland in car 27, the Kodiak Pontiac, and beside him will be the winner at Darlington this season, Becca Tellier, number 21, the Warner Hodgson Ford. Next row down, we'll have Jordan Lopez in car 16, the Halpern Chevrolet, and Ryan Kazia in the Budweiser Chevrolet, car number 12, one of the cars for Junior Johnson. Next row down, we'll have Alexander Rowe in car 51, the Valvoline Oldsmobile, and Jonathan Zorlin in the Gatorade Buick, car number 88. Next row down, we'll have Zach Winkle in the second Junior Johnson Chevrolet. He'll be on the inside of the next row down in the Budweiser Chevrolet, car number 11, and Ashlyn Boyd in car 55, the Copenhagen Chevrolet. Next row down, we'll have William Brock in car number 4, the Kodak Film Oldsmobile. He's been on a tear of late as far as good finishes are concerned, so he'll be one of the guys to watch here today. Beside him will be car number 42, Mike Becker, and the one at Thriller down in Talladega, the number 42 STP Buick. Next row down, we'll have Chelsea Bowles coming fresh off of her second place run at Michigan, her best of the season, the Superior Piping Nelson Contracting Chevrolet, car number 74. And the winner at Dover this season, Patrick Smith in car 8, the Miller American Buick. Next row down, we'll have Quentin Moore in car 26, the Quaker State Buick, and beside him will be Zachary Fitzwater, who won the Coca-Cola 600 this season in the number 33 Skull Bandit Buick. Next row down has the Daytona 500 champion, Emmanuel Hartnett in car 83, the Wins Kmart Oldsmobile, and car number 17, the Tide Chevrolet of Ryan George sits alongside. Next row down, we'll have Tony Newman in car 14, the Copenhagen Oldsmobile, and the Race Hill Farms Buick, car number 47, the Joshua Sakuli is on the outside. And let's get the command to fire the engines here at Sonoma.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
That's the way to get things started here at Sonoma. Max Anderson, car 75, the Valvoline Pontiac has the next row down. On beside him will be Michael Whitman in a Strolite Ford car number 6. And then the final row will have Paul Minnick in car 44. The Piedmont Airlines Chevrolet. And Ryan Winters, the number 90, the Red Baron Frozen Pizza Ford. Has the outside, as you hear radio chatter, we have a new sound pack. We have a new sound pack, by the way, for these cars here. And we'll also have another one debuting at Daytona, the next up on the tour for the Pepsi 400, a new restrictor plate sound pack. So the field getting set for green flag racing here as the field will be led in the hands of Kyle Matthews and Keith Batson, Oldsmobile and Ford. As they round the treacherous 11th turn on this racetrack, one of the 2 hairpin turns. We will be pointing those parts of the course out for you on the very first lap of the race here. Now, the outside lane has been known for to be the lane of choice there on the start here. Kyle Matthews leading the field down for the green flag. Keith Batson gets a good start. You see on the outside lane, just like we see earlier. We saw that with Phil Parker in the truck race as well as they come up through turn number 2. And that carried him the victory in that event. Down through what would be turns 3 and 3A on this course right there. And now they come up for turn number 4. That's one of the trouble spots on the course here. Matthews will go into 2nd position. Cole Bieber up to 3rd position now as they go through turn 5. Now chugging up that hill for turn 6. That's the carousel part of the course. Haywood goes to 4th position. Trent Dunham up to 5th position now as they go through turn number 6. Haywood, Dunham trying to get around Jason Haywood for position as Keith Batson rounds through one of those 2 hairpins. That's turn 7. And down there at about 1st gear on this part of the course. That's the S's turn 8, 8A. Turn number 9 on the course, and now through turn 10, I believe. And Batson will floor that throttle through 4th gear, and oh baby, here we go, turn 11. And down to about 1st gear at 36 miles per hour. That's how slow they do go through this part of the course. As the field gets spread out right there, Batson will lead them down to the start-finish line to complete lap number 1, and we complete it without a caution flag. What a miracle. Anyway, Batson leads. Matthews is 2nd position. 3rd is Deaver. 4th is now Haywood. 5th position is Dunham. 6th position is Dylan Poteet. Battle for 7th between Jessica Shelton and Joshua Osborne. The 9 and the 25 cars right there. As they battle for the 7th position, you're on board Jessica Shelton's car. She has won at Sonoma before. She's won on all 3 of the road courses, as a matter of fact. As Shelton gets the bite right off the 7th turn, and she'll take 7th position now from the car of Joshua Osborne. Shelton driving the Coors Melling Ford, but her car is a 1982 Thunderbird. Now this car was actually, as I said, at the race at Richmond. She actually drove the. I mentioned this car at the Richmond event, though. This car was actually driven in 1984 at Richmond, Virginia, and driven as a 1982 Thunderbird. For some reason, only probably Bill Elliott knows. But anyway, but that car ran awesome at Richmond, and in fact dominated that Richmond event too, en route to one of her 4 victories of the season. And right now, running very well here at Sonoma as in road course trim. Joshua Osborne is in 8th position, 9th, a battle for 9th. Johnny Gardner gets Cab Scheer loose. Scheer now drops to 10th, Gardner up to 9th. Cat Tellier running in 11th position, going 12th right now as the yellow flag flies, is Seth Cole. And it's Emmanuel Hartnett and Zachary Fitzwater that have crashed. Fitzwater pitting on what they call Gilligan's Island on this course. I do not know why they call this part of pit road Gilligan's Island. I actually do not know. But anyway, And forgot to mention that's another trouble spot here on the Sonoma course. It's coming off turn number 10. They do tend to want to get off the course a little bit. And apparently Fitzwater got a little shove from Quint. Actually, Fitzwater got into Quentin Moore. That's what sent him right into the tire barrier. And, oh, good driving by Ryan George in the 17. He barely missed that one, but Emmanuel Hartnett didn't. As Hartnett gets right into Fitzwater, and the two, unfortunately for them, sit there stalled on the course. So, no harm, no foul on the part of those two. On the part of those two drivers. And finally, the pace car will come off onto the course right now. So apparently, everybody else has slowed down just a little bit there. Well, they haven't quite taken the yellow flag just yet, but now they have. So the yellow flag flew on the fourth lap of the race here at Sonoma, California, as the 33 of Fitzwater is out of the race, though, as Hartnett is still going on in the 83 car. And unfortunately, tire problems have sidelined the 14 of Tony Newman, and he will be out of the race there. So green flag will be flying. Now, there's a little bit of a glitch at this part of the course here. I do not know why this happens, but they tend to want to go to a standing start there on this part of the course there, Batson. Apparently you see one driver do a standing start trick, and everybody else wants to do it. So, and Jason Haywood way up on the outside of Trent Dunham, trying to take position away here. Dunham got a good start on him. Haywood and Dunham are side by side, and Jessica Shelton has gotten around Dylan Poteet for position. But Dunham holds up the challenge. Now Shelton pulls up alongside of Haywood for position. And how frustrated is Jason Haywood being right now, knowing that Keith Batson, Kat Tellier, and Becca Tellier have all won the season, but he hasn't. He could change that here today, possibly. But right now it's the boss, Keith Batson, leading this race here and trying for his second victory in a row. He is leading the race here. Kyle Matthews is in second position. Third is Cole Deaver. Fourth is Dunham. Fifth is Haywood. Sixth is now Shelton, as she's gotten around Dylan Poteet for position. Down through turn 7 again. She goes there. You're again on board Jessica Shelton's car. Puts her right in the third gear. She goes right there. Now fourth gear through turn 10, I believe is what this is right there. Down to about 98 miles an hour. Floor that throttle right there on that little straightaway. And Shelton's in. And Shelton's coming in the pits. The championship leader, Jessica Shelton, coming into the pits. Apparently something gone awry on that number 9 Coors Melling Ford. And she has got some damage on that car. And 35 miles an hour, that is a killer for Jessica Shelton. Came in this race with a big points lead over Charles Sanford and apparently serving a bit of a penalty, I believe. So, I don't know what in the heck happened to that number 9 machine. And Kyle Langland's coming into the pits as well in the 27. And it's an unscheduled pit stop for the 27 Kodiak Pontiac team. I don't know if it's going to be a 4-tire stop or a 2-tire stop or something. It's 2-tire stops, and so Langland coming back out. And I tell you, if it wasn't for bad luck for this guy, he wouldn't have any. And like I said, 35 miles an hour down pit road. That is a killer here at Sonoma. Good news for he and Shelton. They're both going to be on the tail end of the lead lap. there, but it is very, very tough to make up positions, especially on a road course, and track position is so important on a track like this. As Keith Batson and Kyle Matthews will lead him down. Cole Deaver goes to third position in number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, and now you ride with him. Deaver has been running very, very well on the road courses. As a matter of fact, he ran very well at the Riverside, the last road course race on the tour. And apparently they got some kind of a good setup under the hood of that GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, and you can bet they'll be wanting to bring that car back to Watkins Glen when they for the third and last road stop on the tour. And Deaver is within striking distance of both Batson and Matthews right now. He is right there closing up on the 29 car of Kyle Matthews, who is in hot pursuit of the 4 to Keith Batson. There he is through turn number 5. Let's ride with Cole Deaver on this run. Up the hill and now downhill for turn 6, the carousel part of the course. Gently flooring that throttle just a little bit. They don't want to floor it too hard on a course like this. Now through fourth gear, a little bit of a straightaway. One of the few straightaways on this course here. Now hard braking for turn 7. And down to about 45 miles an hour in second gear goes Cole Deaver. Red line, I think, this a couple of times there on the shift point, though, but not going in the gear. We saw that with Shelton a little bit earlier. Now down to about turn 10, about 98 miles an hour. Now coming down for turn 11. And oh, baby, here we go. Third gear, second gear, first gear. At about 37 miles an hour goes Cole Deaver in the first gear. And out through turn 12 and start-finish line, he's in third gear, now fourth gear. And up to about 129 miles an hour before they hop into turn number 1 again. And that last lap by for Deaver at 92.05 miles per hour. And slightly quicker than Kyle Matthews and Keith Batson both. But those three cars, for all intents and purposes, very even. Trent Dunham running in 4th position. 5th is Haywood. 6th is Poteet. Cab Shear now goes up to 7th position. Joshua Osborne 8th. Johnny Gardner 9th. Seth Cole goes in the 10th position right now. Going 11th will be Kat Tellier. She's now in about with Joshua Collard for position there. That's 11th and 12th. Collard has one here before himself too. Zed Weinstein running in 13th position. Charles Sanford in 14th. He's licking his chops right now because Jessica Shelton had some problems herself a couple laps ago. And it's going to allow him to chop that points lead that she had built up early in the season. Even though Sanford has got 3 wins of himself earlier too, and you bet they brought that Riverside package back, but apparently it's not working well here at Sonoma as it did at Riverside, running in 14th position right now. Dylan Young running in 15th position. 16th is Jesse Turner. Phil Parker in 17th, the winner of the truck race here at Sonoma. Jordan Lopez in 18th position right now. 19th is Alexander Rowe. Becca Tellier 20th. 21st is Ryan Kazee. 22nd is Zach Winkle. 23rd is Jonathan Zorlin. 24th position is William Brock in the number 4 Kodak Film Oldsmobile. And they'll go right into turn number 1. Whoa! In turn number 11, Brock got a little bit sideways there, got a little bit loose. And that's about allowed Mike Becker to close up on him. Becker in 25th. 26th position is Patrick Smith. Ashlyn Boyd in for 27th right now. 28th is Quentin Moore. 29th, Chelsea Bowles. 30th is Ryan George. 31st is Joshua Sakuli. 32nd is Michael Whitman. 33rd is Paul Minnick. Not a good road raid for him. Max Anderson, 34th. 35th is Emmanuel Hartnett. Jessica Shelton back in 36th position. So she's got a long way to go in these last 8 laps. Ryan Winters in 37th position right now. And Kyle Langland in 38th. And we go back to this man, Keith Batson. Car 28, Tech Steel Headland Ford, who he's had a big last few races so far for him. Winner dominated the All-Star Weekend at Charlotte Motor Speedway, won that race. along with the Open, as a matter of won that race won the Winston at Charlotte, won the Winston All-Star race at Charlotte, North Carolina, at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Came back a few races later and took the win at Michigan. And Batson, I don't believe, has won on a road course in a series, I believe, yet. So this could be a first for Keith Batson. He finished second in his race to Shelton last season. And he has got 7 laps to hold off the challenge of Kyle Matthews, Cole Deaver, Trent Dunham, and Jason Haywood, who, as we said, Haywood is not known for being a road racer himself, but apparently Keith gave Jason I think apparently Keith gave Jason his road course setup because I think for this racer because that car's running very, very strong in that Motorcraft 4, and it might be just a matter of time before Jason Haywood actually wins a race here, possibly, and if he does, that'd be quite a thrill for him. Dylan Poteet going into the 6th position. Poteet's been on a tear of himself in the last few races. He is trying to knock on the door of the top 10 in the points chase. The man who won the first ever championship in the Castrol GTX Cup Series back in season number 1 came out so close a few times since, but of course, Poteet, one of the real veterans in NR competition, a big into NNSCRA racing, and of course, not to mention a man who had run the Mountain Dew Racing Series and now the Mopar Nationwide Series. Poteet from the western part of Kentucky, one of the 2 Kentucky drivers in the field. He and Joshua Osborne are 2 of them. But Poteet giving that car a good ride in 6th position. He gets a little bit loose there. Kev Shear goes inside of him now for that position. Shear's in 7th position. 8th position right now is Josh Osborne, who also is from Kentucky, except on the eastern side in Van Leer. But Osborne, the winner this season over at Martinsville Speedway this season. He's running in 8th position. 9th right now is Johnny Gardner. And they have both pulled away from Seth Cole, who's in 10th position right now in the number 52 machine, as he's trying to hold off Cat Taylor to try to keep in the top 10 right now. Collard's in 12th. 13th is Weinstein. 14th is still Charles Sanford. As we go back to the leaders, and Keith Batson's pulled out to a very substantial lead on Kyle Matthews. He has got that car running very, very strong right now. Pulling in the 4th gear. Let's see how fast he goes into turn number 7. And Batson up to about 137 miles per hour in the turn number 7. And breaks all the way down to 45 miles per hour in 2nd gear, as we mentioned. Just like we saw with Cole Deaver earlier. Check out some of the back of the pack stranglers right there. Kyle Langland and back there. And checking on the progress of Jessica Shelton. She is driving like a woman possessed right now. She is up to 34th position. Trying to pull up on the 44 of Paul Minnick. Interesting to see how far up ahead, how far up she'll finish right there. She's got a load of cars to pass right there, and some pretty good cars right there to pass right there. Paul Minnick is one of them. Minnick yet to win this season, but he has run solid in some races, but on some of the races has kind of faltered just a little bit. All the cars going past her. Ryan George, Sakuli. There's Michael Whitman in the 6. Trying to find a good battle here for a position right there. But I think this is about the only good one we got right there up in within the top 10 right now. As So far everything's single file right now. This may be the best battle on the track right there between Seth Cole and Cat Tellier, and Joshua Collard as well, maybe joining in the fray as well in the 43 machine. Tellier trying to go to the inside now of Seth Cole position. Seth trying to take it smooth into turn number 11. He does, but Tellier doesn't. Down to 4 laps to go here at Sonoma, California. Positions has not exchanged at all in the last few laps here, and Ryan Winters gets off of the dirt just a little bit, coming off the 10th corner, and now Emmanuel Hartnett will dive up underneath him in the 83 machine. So Hartnett takes position away. Back to the leaders here. Keith Batson, as nothing's changed, he's still got a lead of almost 1 3/4 of a second. And at Texaco Haviland Ford. And like I said, you can bet he'll be wanting to bring this setup back to Watkins Glen. As I said, that Ford running very strong here today. Batson qualified on the outside pole. Kyle Matthews beat him out for the pole at 92 miles an hour, but he got the initial lead on Matthews, and has never looked back since. Matthews still in second position. Third right now is Cole Deaver in car number 3. Then Trent Dunham, Jason Haywood, Poteet, Shear, Osborne, Gardner, and Seth Cole the top 10. And Batson's speed the last time by 92.2 miles an hour. Matthews dropped down just a little bit. He's down to 92.03. He is now, his deficit is almost 2 seconds between the 28 and the 29 cars. I tell you, Matthews has got to be feeling a little bit disheartening. He sees Keith Batson, and he sees him driving away. Average speed so far after 14 laps at just over 81.08 miles an hour. And right now, Batson, believe it or not, does not hold the fastest lap of the race there. The fastest lap of the race is being held by Johnny Gardner at 92.62 miles an hour. Osborne is the second fastest lap. Batson is the third fastest at 92.4. Kev Shear has the fourth fastest lap at 92.3. In fact, all of them at 92 miles an hour. Tellier, Poteet, Shelton, Deaver, Matthews, and Haywood all have the top 10 fastest laps of this Fuller House 350K at the moment. Be coming down for 2 laps to go next time by. Keith Batson, winner of 2 races last season, winning at Atlanta and Phoenix, had a few should have won races this season up to before his win at the All-Stars at Charlotte. And then he finally pulled off a points pay win at Michigan, the last stop on the tour, in the Miller Lite 400. Batson right now has 2 laps remaining. He's just got to keep it smoother, and he knows one little slip and Comet just could be up on his back bumper possibly. Batson's last lap at 91.96 miles per hour. Kev Shear better not look at his rearview mirror, because he's going to have a mirror full of Joshua Osborne here in the 25 machine. The 71 and 25 cars going at it. In fact, Shear also trying to pull up in the back of Dylan Poteet in the 22 car. That's Poteet in 6th position at the moment. And Poteet also has run very well at Sonoma before, having won this race formerly. Checking out on Jessica Shelton's car. Shelton has taken 30th away from Ryan George, so she has picked up a total of 7 positions ever since the problem she had. So she is trying to get everything she can before the checker flag falls. And so, but she's got to be kicking herself at the moment. But look at that 28 car accelerate as they come down off turn number 10. Batson's going to be seeing the white flag next time by, and The Texaco Haviland Ford 1987 Thunderbird. Rounds through turn number 11. Batson's going to see the white flag. He'll have 2.52 miles remaining on his twisty, turny Sonoma road course. There's the white flag for Keith Batson. 1 lap remaining in this race here. His last time by 91.81 miles an hour. And he has stretched the lead now to 1.87 seconds now over Kyle Matthews. So, no change among the top 10 cars right now as we'll focus it on the 28 machine of Keith Batson, the Texaco Haviland Ford. Running very strong here today as they come down off the turn number 5, now through turn 6. Down the straightaway he goes there. Batson will now slam on the brakes for turn number 7. Down the second gear at about 45 miles an hour, just a little bit. Takes it through there just a slight as they come down through the turn. The S's, that's turn 8. There's 8A right there. In the third gear, now slams it down in the fourth gear right now through turn number 9. There's turn 10. Off the turn he comes right there. Now on the brakes for turn 11. And down in the first gear at about 36 miles an hour, and he will do it here today. The second win in a row for car number 20 at the Texaco Haviland Ford. Keith Batson wins at Sonoma. Matthews for second, third for Deaver, fourth for Dunham, Haywood, Poteet, Shearer, Osborne, Johnny Gardner, Seth Cole. That's the top 17 finishers right there. Now the last few finishers, we'll focus on the last few finishers as they come across the start-finish line. Jordan Lopez looks like he'll win this battle for 18th position right now. There's Zorlin going by, Brock, Mike Becker, Shelton going by. She'll finish ahead of Quentin Moore. And tailing along is Emmanuel Hartnett in the 83 car, and Kyle Langland should be coming by here in any second. So Keith Batson wins here today at Sonoma, California at the average speed of 82.784 miles per hour. Kyle Matthews will finish second. Third will go to Cole Deaver. Trent Dunham will go to fourth. Jason Haywood checks in for fifth, and a good day for him. Dylan Poteet will come up sixth. Kev Shearer seventh. Joshua Osborne eighth. Ninth will go to Johnny Gardner. And Seth Cole finished 10th as Kyle Langland now drives by. And there's Keith Batson, the 26 Haviland Ford. He's the driver in the victory lane here at Sonoma. So 18 races are in the books on the season. Rest of the finishers, Cat Tellier comes on in 11th. Joshua Collar 12th. Zed Weinstein 13th. Charles Sanford 14th. And he's going to be licking his chops. He'll close in on that points lead that Jessica Shelton has built up. Zed Weinstein, Dylan Young 15th. 16th will go to Jesse Turner. Phil Parker 17th. 18th will go to Jordan Lopez. Alexander Rowe 19th. 20th will go to Becca Tellier. Then Ryan Gazee, Zach Winkle, Jonathan Zorlin, William Brock, Mike Becker, Patrick Smith, Ashlyn Boyd, Jessica Shelton 28th. So she has picked up almost 10 positions from her problems she had earlier. Quentin Moore 29th. 30th position will go to Chelsea Bowles. Ryan George, Joshua Sakuli will come on 32nd. Michael Whitman, Max Anderson, Paul Minnick, Ryan Winters, Emmanuel Hartnett, and Kyle Langland, the last of the finishers. The only two cars out of the race was Zachary Fitzwater and Tony Newman were the only two cars out of the race here today. But the big win goes to Keith Batson, the Texaco Haviland Ford, car number 20, his second win in a row. He won at Michigan and now he wins at Sonoma, the second road course stop on the tour. And next up will be the Midsummer Classic, the Midseason Classic, the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. As we go from road racing to 200-mile-an-hour plate racing here. In this series, if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Racing Gaming channel. We have everything on this channel here. We got in-our races, gaming videos, whatever person of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for his channel, you name it, he's got it. And you'll find it all here in the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. And be sure to check out Seth's cavalcade series himself as well here. Be sure to check out Seth's Tech Slayer Truck Series, the Pizza Hut X Series, and the NNSCRA Hershey's Cup Series. Be sure to check those series out, and I guarantee his races are a whole heck of a lot better than mine are. So, with all that said, Daytona will be next up on the tour here, and for now, this is James Qualls. This has been a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.
Greg, did you have any ignition problems?